Hey, what's up, family? It's your girl, Melissa D, joining you live. Wanted to do a check in with you all. I miss you, family. It's been a minute, but the world is all abuzz. There is just a global trending topic about Simone Biles, and your girl really just pulled a move, and we want to talk about it. I want to talk to you about the 5 lessons that I took from our sis, Simone Biles, as she walked away for the sake of her own mental health. And this topic was worth discussing. It hit home very personally for me. Hey, do me a favor. If you are joining live, drop in the comments live. If you're catching a replay, drop in the comments replay. Hashtag live, hashtag replay. I want to drop for you 5 lessons that I learned from our sister, the Olympian, the champion, the GOAT herself, Simone Biles, as she has elected to put her mental health first. And we're seeing more women, more athletes following suit. And for those of us who are in the workplace, we realize what they're doing globally and publicly. A lot of us are doing, we see this big emergence of they call it the great resignation. A lot of people resonating from jobs and saying, hey, I can't show up and perform for you anymore, not in this environment. So if you're catching this, do me a favor. I want to hear from you. Put hashtag live, hashtag replay. Also, drop in the comments an emoji of how you're feeling today. I'm gonna participate. This is crowd participation, and we're gonna have some. Can we have a family meeting about what our sister Simone just did? I want to have a family meeting conversation about Simone Biles because this hit very close to home for me. I just dropped an emoji in the comments of how I'm feeling. I try to show up as authentic as possible in this space, whether it's for the Activation Hour or Activation Coaching, or if you're joining me from my Activation Nation group, shout out to you all, my Activation Nation family as well. Straight up transparency, that's how I'm feeling. I'm the shocked emoji. Like, stuff in my life looks a little crazy, but I chose to show up today because this topic hit home. Definitely miss you guys, and I'm going to get right to what I want to say. But before I do that, if this topic has caught your attention as well, do me a favor, hit that share button, hit that like button. Make sure that others, yep, that's how I'm feeling today. So drop an emoji of how you're feeling, and I'm gonna get right to what I gotta say because I got a lot to say about Simone Biles and others like her, Naomi Osaka, and so many others that chose mental health over showing up to perform. 5 lessons. Y'all ready for the first one? Number 1, know when your head's not in the game. She knew her head wasn't in the game, and she understood that a lot was at stake. She didn't want to take a loss for her country, and she also understood that her condition would affect the outcome of others. She understood her condition would affect the outcome of others. And see, the mistake we make oftentimes is we're not being totally honest. I love it. Mind blown emoji. That's one of the realest things ever. Mind blown emoji. I had to come on here and I had to share this topic because it's no secret. Like, I stepped away for a few weeks and from media publicly like this because I had to get my this takes a lot of mental tenacity, but nothing like Simone Biles being on the world stage. That's a whole nother level of mental clarity that's required. And she said, I don't want to let my team down. And how many of us are showing up mentally drained and not performing well? And she just understood that. To me, is one of the most graceful, wise acts that you can ever do. That is one of the most graceful things you can ever do, is know when to bow out and do what's best for the team versus, hey, I'm going to look stupid. She could have said, hey, I'm going to look crazy. People are going to talk about me. Yeah, I'm seeing the comments. I'm talking to all of my audiences here, whether you're on my business Facebook page, my personal page, any other social platform, or YouTube. It's a very real thing. Right. So what do you all think about that? Having your head in the game. How many of you are showing up and you're like, I know my head ain't all the way in the game, but I don't have a choice. Simone and Naomi just showed us that you always have a choice. Now, here's the thing. You can just about say, you know what? They're athletes, they're famous, they're rich, they have endorsements, they have other ways to make money. If I don't show up, I'm not gonna make money. And y'all like my mug here. This is how I feel most days now, handled by God. If I don't show up, He gonna have to come in and handle it for me. Because if I'm not okay, those connected to me will be the collateral damage of my mess. If I don't get it together and get in God's face And there are times, hey, I gotta pull this hair up in a poof and a bun. I gotta go ahead and get it together, makeup or not, perfect or not, cute or not. Sometimes it looks messy to show up, but Simone knew, hey, this ain't just about me. This is not just about me. This is not just about my platform. How do y'all feel about that? Drop me a comment. My first one, know when your head's not in the game. She knew. She knew. And I commend her for that. That's a big one for me, because if you don't know your head's not in the game, you're gonna mess up other people trying to show up and be perfect. If you don't know your head's not in the game, you're gonna show up and mess up other people trying to be perfect. Or are you angry and now your anger and your visceral attitude is spilling out on other people? Like, know when you need to check yourself. Mental health days are real. Here's the second one. Know when to say no with grace. She did it with the most elegant ease and grace. Just like Naomi, neither one of those women stormed off. Naomi or Simone, they didn't storm off. They didn't catch a black girl attitude. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They didn't do that. They showed up with style, grace, elegance. I saw a video clip on IG and on Twitter where Simone actually went to her teammates. She went and explained the situation. She checked in with them. She was vulnerable with them, and they loved on her. Regardless, they understood the assignment. They understood that it still had to be done, and they respected, hey sis, we got you, and we're going to cover this position. She did it with grace. Some of y'all get mad and you storm off from the assignment and you're cutting people off and you're not answering the phone and you're not returning client calls because you got the attitude and you don't understand why people mad at you or not working with you. Maybe it's time for a refresh and a reset, and take a lesson from Simone. Say, you know what? I can't take that assignment right now. I'm not sipping tea. This is a little bit of coffee. I don't drink much coffee these days, but Simone made me had to go get some caffeine. I've been watching this like a hawk all day. I was like, whoa, like I see a wave here. I don't know about you guys. I see a wave of authentic people, tired people saying enough is enough. What y'all think? Y'all quiet in the comments. Talk back to me. The emojis. Drop an emoji on how you feeling. I dropped my emoji. Did y'all see my emoji? That's how I'm feeling. I got this shocked face on, like, what in the what is going on? Because people are serious about how they feel, and they're not lying about it no more. Number 3. And again, if you're catching this now, drop hashtag live so I can shout you out. And I want to hear y'all talk back to me, because I want to, this is I'm calling a family meeting, because we got to check on Simone and Naomi's. There's millions of Simones and Naomi's, male or female, across the world, that said, I'm tired, I can't show up. And organizations, companies, they're not ready to deal with the tired employee, the tired performer who's like, I cannot show up for you. Are we giving grace to them? Y'all ready for number 3? Here's number 3. Your boundaries are your business. You drop that in the comments if you want. My boundaries are my what? Business. They're my literal business, meaning mind your business. But for me, the boundaries I set in my personal life directly impact the boundaries in my business. The boundaries in my personal life directly impact the boundaries in my business. You got it. You got it. It is mission critical. I didn't realize this until recently in my life, where if I didn't have personal boundaries set for, hey, the times I'm available, what I can and cannot do for people, if I was not authentic and honest, or if I didn't feel valued, or I had a little imposter syndrome, I'm going way above and beyond, and I'm overextending myself and I'm stressing myself out. You have now said no to your boundaries, and now you stressing the client out trying to over deliver something that you weren't intended to do in the first place. Simone understood, hey, this is the assignment. I can't do the assignment, and I'd rather that we all win than for me to just try to show up and be Miss Perfect. She got it. Sis got it. Can y'all relate to this? Are your companies talking about this? Are you talking about this in your friend circles and in your employee circles and whatever circles? It's critical, y'all. Have you ever seen a time like this in our world where athletes are like, enough is enough? Employees are saying enough is enough. Influencers, actors, who's the app? There's a singer, I can't think of her name. It's gonna come to you in a minute. And if y'all know who I'm talking about, drop it in the comments. There's a singer who said, "Hey, I'm not showing up." Summer Walker or somebody, I don't know. She said, I can't get on stage." Like, and they're like, "What do you mean you can't get on stage? That's your job." She said, "Yeah, but I can still make music and not go out there because social anxiety is real and I'm not healthy. I'm not okay." And how many celebrities we see, too many influencers and celebrities and famous people die young for the pressure. And nobody set an example like a Simone Biles and a Naomi Osaka to say, "I'm not going." When you say, I don't think enough of the business culture is talking about it. We're not talking about it. I think that's why this is my emoji face today. Somebody talk about this. I had to call a family meeting. I should have done this live on LinkedIn too, but if you're follow me next week. I'm doing a series about this stuff. I'm glad you said that. I'm coming for y'all LinkedIn. Don't hate me. I say the stuff y'all don't want to say. And I do it with love. This is the family meeting. I'm calling a family meeting out here. Now we're going to call a break room meeting over on LinkedIn about this. This is real. I've never, ever, my 18 years in corporate, I've never seen this happen. But I'm going to do my homework for an article that I'm writing about this for Thrive this week. There's something in the atmosphere. People are finally tapping into the God in them, and they know God called me for bigger. I'm made for more. I'm nobody's workhorse. I'm nobody's performer. I'm a human. I have feelings, and I'm not healthy. I'm not okay. It just got real in the world. I'm just on number 3. Your boundaries are your business. If you feel that, just type boundaries in the comments. Just type boundaries. Can y'all tell I really feel like I feel that in my spirit because I have felt that not just professionally but personally. It has been tugging on my spirit for a while now, which is why if I don't force myself to record podcasts, I don't force myself to show up in this space. Even as a speaker, I speak on topics that can be a bit divisive, and that is draining. I literally had somebody ask me last week, like, "Can you just talk about burnout?" Because Simone, sis is burnt out. I want to send her a care package. She need a spa day. She need a staycation. She might need a sabbatical. And we don't talk about it enough. Y'all better use these off days. We're coming up on the 8th month in the year. Some of y'all hadn't used vacation day number 1 yet. If you've been following me and you know my journey, I'm an entrepreneur. If you don't know that word, that's a fancy way of saying I work a job some days and other days I work my business. I split my time. I did that for my mental health. I did it, yes, to buy my time back for my business. But you know what else I had to do? Here's my point number 4. Emotional decisions lead to expensive lessons and painful losses. I'm going to read it again. Emotional decisions lead to expensive lessons and painful losses. Simone understood if I make an emotionally charged decision, I may cost my physical health and hurt myself out there. I may cost my financial health and take a loss. And here's the thing with Naomi and with Simone. They still walked away with a bag. Why? Because now they're getting endorsements about mental health, meditation, calmness, awareness, speaking up for yourself. There's an audience for that too. Hello, corporations. Hello, sponsors. Hello, people who know people. They understand that the people, real people, are the product. Real people are the target. Everyday people like you and I have a voice. And we're the consumer, and they get it. I'm mind blown. Who put up the mind blown emoji? Mind blown emoji. This is one of the most major culture shifts. If this is not an activation hour, I don't know what is. This is the truest activation hour I've ever seen. Total shift. Number 4 was um emotional decisions lead to expensive lessons and painful losses. Okay. Can I have a real honest moment? Yeah, you're right. Sometimes the walk away, come on. She probably was relieved. I would not be surprised if Simone booked herself a vacation to the Maldives or Greece or somewhere and said, I'll holler at y'all later. Me and my bathing suit and my brown skin and my black girl magic are going to be over here because I've won these 30 medals and I'm good with me. That is the definition of a woman who said, I'm good with me. Me and God are good. So I don't have anything to prove. Ah, ah. Am I the only one? This is mind blowing for me. Here's the personal antidote I'll add to this. As a coach, as a professional, as someone who invests in I spend a lot of money. Anyone who shows up in these spaces, any coach who tells you that they don't get coaching, like run. I've invested. I even recently, like at the end of last year, invested in a program. I caution people, I don't take everybody's money. I don't work with everybody because if you don't, I ask them, do you have the mental capacity and the support system, like a therapist or an accountability partner or your household or those in your immediate circle? Do they support this shift you're about to make in coaching? Do they support these business decisions you're about to make? Are you mentally prepared for what's about to happen? Let me tell you why. Because I've spent, anytime people come back and say a program didn't work or a job didn't work, your mind was not ready for the movement you were taking on. Your mind was not ready to do the work. You could have been burnt out before you did it. Could have been exhausted. It could have just been a bad idea at the time. So this emotional decisions, mental distress causes emotional decisions. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. Thousands of dollars. And it's like, well, it's going to fix it. When truly, if I just sat at the feet of Jesus and got a therapist, a whole lot of money could have been saved and better decisions could have been made from a clear mind. The renewing of the mind. That is what we see happening in the world right now. Minds are being renewed. Hearts are being restored. You're like that. People are waking up and saying, I am better and bigger than how I perform. If this is good to you, give me some hearts, some likes, some something. YouTube family, drop me a comment. We're really, yeah, this message hits deep and wide for me. It just does. Yeah, the last one, number 5. Let me know again how you're watching this. Do hashtag live or hashtag replay so I know how you're joining me right now. Okay. Last one. The biggest wins are internal, not external. In the word, it says, what good is it to gain the world and lose your soul? What good is it for a man to gain the whole world and lose your soul? That's powerful. My biggest win is my internal peace. My biggest win is my internal joy, my spiritual condition. My spiritual condition. If I'm spiritually broken and I'm externally winning, am I really succeeding? That was me for a long time. That's why I come on this space and I give it to y'all like this, because I was perfect Patty for a long time. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm good. God delivered me from that thing, y'all. And now I minister, I speak, I train from what the broken place taught me. Maybe we're not making as big an impact because we're trying to show up perfect and we're fumbling from a tired place, from a burnout place. The biggest win is internal. If your soul is weary, what good is the win? You can't even enjoy the win when your soul is weary. Ooh. Here's my prayer for you. I'm going to do part 2 to this conversation on this week's activation hour. And I want to bring on some mental health professionals to help usher us into the reclamation of our peace. I believe there's a great reclamation. Some people are calling it the great resignation. Like literally that's a thing. The great resignation. People are like, peace out, ABC company, peace out, ABC job, or whatever I'm doing that I don't like. Yep. Teaching, you can't pour from an empty place. I hadn't went, y'all know why y'all hadn't seen me go live? Because I had to fill back up. Here's a business tip though. What I learned from my uber successful friends, I have some people who are life successful and business successful, and that doesn't always mean that people are both either. That's the real flex if you can be both. But I learned passive income. I'm working on some stuff like to make money when I'm down and I don't have to show up. That's a flex. That is woo. To set yourself up for, and hey, if that's not your thing, that's okay. But as for me and my house, that I need to know my family and myself, we're taken care of on a bad day. On a bad day. It even says to store up for, you don't know the day or the hour. I had a friend of mine, very sad circumstance. This was years ago. But still all the same, she lost her daughter, a child, who tragically lost a daughter. But she had built up passive income with a multi-level marketing company, but she had built up her businesses, and she said, you know what? The biggest blessing was that nobody had to set up a GoFundMe. Nobody had to raise money to take care of me and my family and our bills. And I set up mechanisms so that I had the freedom to grieve. I said, whoa, the freedom to grieve. Some of y'all, shout out to Courtney Lee Smith, are the living grieving. Some of y'all are grieving breakups, divorce, job breakups. You left your job and you're like, I didn't want to be there, but I don't know what to do. You're grieving every day, walking around. You're literally walking dead on the inside. But she said the fact that I had the freedom to grieve and the freedom to make a choice. So my heart and my prayers for those that feel like I don't have a choice. I got to do this. I've been there too. You're right, Coach D. The freedom to grieve. Y'all, I've had days where y'all haven't seen that yet. I'm gonna post a picture. I've had days where I'm around here in a camouflage hoodie and my favorite sweatpants, and I just need to sleep it off. Me and Jesus ball up on the floor, and I get over it and I get back up. But I've created mechanisms that had the freedom to grieve. When she said that to me, I said, whoa. And on the flip side, I've had friends and loved ones who have lost mama, daddy, sister, cousin. They're grieving. Sometimes you're grieving your own health. You're like, I'm showing up because I need this health insurance. I'm showing up because I need this to survive. That's grief. It's grief. Listen, this has been welling up in me for almost 2 years now, this message. And I think God prepared this and had me go through some stuff that I'm about to really unveil to you all. We're not limited in our capacity. We're not limited in the abundance of health. When it says I've come so you can have life and life abundantly, you weren't just talking about money. God wants you to have abundant mental health. He wants you to have abundant time to sit with him. Some of my best days, y'all, the last few Wednesdays, I sit with my word. I might sit with my Bible for hours, and it's me and Jesus, and I get lost in the word because that's the only healing I know at the time. That's freedom. Whatever it takes for you to get there. My prayer is, if you got to go have a meeting with HR and say, I need a mental health day, without explanation, I challenge you to do what's good for you and not have to justify it. Here's what I want to show before I jump off. All right. I'm still doing good on my time. I want to show this to y'all real quick. I want to show you something real quick. Y'all still with me? Drop me a comment below and say you with me. Say that you with me, because I want to share, which is probably like my life's work. Do this a little different. There. Here's my mission. I'm gonna talk about this more. I got on here to talk about Simone, but Simone has given a voice to unseen and unheard athletes. Naomi gave a voice to unseen and unheard athletes. Do not think this is going away anytime soon. You guys said earlier, hey, companies, y'all better pay attention. The business culture is not talking about this enough. I am on a personal mission to give a voice to the unseen and unheard. I'm on a personal mission to help people be more than an employee. Personally want to see people thrive and be better. Coach, I know you with me 100% day one. Guys, family, I know you with me from like, it's time. It's time. It's way overdue. It's way overdue. The greatest gift I have is that if I want to have lunch with my granny, or if I want to sleep in, like, that is invaluable. It ain't even about I want to be a boss or an entrepreneur. It's not even about that. I just want to live. And people want to live and feel like humans when they show up to work. Long gone are the days of, hey, I'm just gonna put my head down and work and get through it. People are pissed off. And I understand for owners and executives out there that's saying, hey, the government messed everything up with the stimulus package, and they're sending all this money and people don't want to go to work or whatever. People was tired. They was tired before the pandemic, and then they're expecting to perform at the same capacity or higher after the fact. Now, I'm not gonna lean on one side or the other, but I'm on the side of people. I'm on the side of what's right. And it's just time to see ourselves as more than just an employee. So if you're with me, join me every Wednesday at noon. I'll meet you over at LinkedIn. You can learn more at morethananemployee.com. 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 Somebody type that in the chat for me. More than I've been struggling. I wasn't gonna release this just yet, but I see that portal is wide open and God is saying, hey, I want my people well and I want them whole. And it's just time. Morethanemployee.com. We're doing some amazing work in this area. Morethananemployee.com. You see it right there below. We want to equip, train, and coach your people to show up as the blend and to advocate for themselves and say, I need to be better. I need to be whole. I need to be well. It's time. All right. Family, this has been great. If you want to join the journey to activation, join the Activation Nation community. We are highly active over at Activation Nation. That's the link right there. Activation Nation 1000 on Facebook. Our group is pretty awesome. We're about to go on tour and do some things. But God is good. And there's nothing like the freedom to grieve, to rest, and to just live and be. All right. Love your family. If you're catching the replay, do me a favor. Hit that like and subscribe button. If you're on here with me now and you know somebody need to see this, and if it's your boss, it's all right. You can share it. You can just say, hey, I think you should watch this. You don't even have to tell them anything. You can say Melissa said it. You can blame it on me. All right. Love you, family. I'll see you on Friday's show, this Friday, 7 p.m. and then on Wednesdays at noon. Love you. Bye.